I'm trying something new in my business. Let's talk about it. I made a deal on 2 return pallets of controllers, accessories, and all sorts of stuff. And basically everything is gonna be for current gen consoles, almost no first party, mostly like third party controllers, accessories. And I'm hopeful that this deal was a good one, will be well worth it, and that it'll be a quick process. But there is so much here. I'm kind of slightly overwhelmed at the amount that's here, but I'm hopeful that we'll be able to clear through, test quickly. I have no idea what's here. I don't know the contents. They were just sent to me. You're probably wondering how much I paid for these pallets. $1,600 a piece, $3,200 total. So keep that in mind as we dive deep into what's here. And thanks to XYAB, the sponsor of this channel. They're a business-to-business video game accessories supplier. We love them and use them frequently in our business. And if you're selling video games, you can use our link in the description for $50 off your first order of $100 or more. All right, so here's kind of first looks. Very interesting stuff. So far, mostly controllers, probably 80% controllers, 20% headsets. And the part that has me most intrigued is like these type of pro controllers. Like here's the, the baggie or the carrying case for it. I think what's inside of that is this. I got some on the cart here. This Fusion Pro 2 for Xbox. Very interesting. Like, my hope is that a lot of those were just returned for no particular reason other than they wanted to go in a different direction with a controller. Maybe get first party or whatever, something they're more familiar with. But that's an expensive controller. It's got a Best Buy tag on it, maybe $150. I'm curious what the retail is on that. But there's a ton of those. There's one right under it. And then you got like Switch, like Zelda controller there, PDP stuff. There's even some Sony like PS5 chargers and things like that. And this goes deep. But it looks like there's tons of these Fusion Pro controllers, which if those have good value and if all the pieces are there and stuff, we're gonna be looking all right. Let's open this one and just see. Because one thing that could happen with these Pro controllers is people just take the buttons or whatever, the extra parts, and then return it kind of fraudulently. But, if everything's there, then it's interesting. Hard to tell with this one. Stuff is kind of thrown about, and I don't exactly know what they came with originally. But that's what that one looks like. We'll look into them further, of course. Right now, my goal is just getting unloaded. I have these awesome newspaper carts. For all the loose stuff. I don't have a warehouse or anything like that, so these just got to go into the game barn and stacked on tables, and we're going to organize everything as much as possible and go from there. So yeah, I haven't even touched this one yet, so a lot to go in that one too. Yeah, so it looks like this controller is like maybe $90 new and might be like 50 to 60 used, and we have a bunch, so decent start. I mean, I see dozens of them in here. You can see in the middle there's more here, and then there's a lot of those cases for them just everywhere in the pallet. So if there's a lot of those and they work, we might be looking pretty good, but we still have a lot of digging to do. All right, and here's the reveal of the second pallet. This one looks a little bit like it's the better conditioned boxes and stuff. And this was right at the top. I remember seeing advertisements for that. Feel your games, music, and movies. You've got, looks like a steering wheel here, but like kind of seems new. That's my hope, is that some of these returns might just straight up be new. They're just, they just got sent off to the returns area to sell and ended up here. That would be amazing if some of this stuff is still sealed up, but again, I have no idea. And I have no idea what's here. I didn't get a list or anything. Just made a deal locally here, and have a lot to go through, but I'm liking what I see so far. All right, Matt, what are you thinking?
So like, notably, like this stuff is great. Like,
it's better than you thought, huh?
The Pokemon
Go Plus. Yeah, thrilled to see 2 of those.
Over here, where was it? There was a media remote, but I mean, first party accessories.
Yeah, DualSense charging station, the media remote. Yeah, I mean, I was hoping for maybe a little more switch.
Yeah.
But there's definitely a good bit of switch still.
Mm-hmm. And who knows? I mean, it's so deep.
Oh yeah, maybe it's all switch on the bottom. Yeah, we don't even.
Yeah.
Look, this is a 5 feet tall box right here. I think it is about 5 feet. We don't know what's inside of this. These 3 boxes I have not looked in. Should we open up one of them? I'm gonna guess this is all like loose.
Yeah.
Loose stuff. Yes, indeed. Okay.
Xbox. Oh, that's nice.
This one's sweet. I like this one. Yeah, and the GameCube. It's all, it's all Switch, Series X, PS5. It's desirable stuff. Still, the biggest question for me is how quickly can we test and prepare it? Everything looks super clean. Is that just first? No, that's power, right? Power. That's a good looking.
Very convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got the side buttons too. Like it feels like a regular Xbox.
Yeah. We got a lot of work to do though, huh?
Yeah.
not like we had anything else going on. But yeah, we've wanted to get just significant inventory that people would be really excited about for our whatnot auctions and stuff. And I think that this might check some of those boxes for a lot of people. So I'm hoping that people like this stuff. Let me know in the comments below if you would be excited about buying some of this stuff for like well under retail. You know, we're gonna be moving it for really good prices. Some of it will be auctioned, but some will be buy it now, just blowing it out. And hopefully you guys will be excited if you're interested in buying, and hopefully people that aren't watching this video too will be interested as well. But we're gonna continue unloading, and it's gonna be crazy once this is all stacked up and organized. So stay tuned for that. Well, we have officially unloaded everything. It was quite a lot of those carts. Like,
what did you do?
And Sky Guy has arrived. What do you think, my friend?
I see a whole lot of potential and a whole lot of work, I'll tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are exciting.
Love that.
Steel Series is fantastic. Like, I'm just curious what inside everything looks like.
Yeah.
And like, we have all these too. Like, there's a bin here, there's another bin over there. And then we have all those, and then that's pretty much what's in every single one of these boxes. I did open up one, and like, it was missing the case. So like,
oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot of those controllers. A lot of the Fusion Pro 2s, which those go for around $50 if they're complete.
Okay.
So, complete and working.
Yeah.
And I've been telling the viewers, those watching, that's going to be one of our biggest hurdles. And we kind of have to decide if that's really what we want to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a good thing we upgraded the testing station so we have the ability to.
Yeah, this helps.
But yeah, that's a lot of time. Another thing.
He's just here. Hi, Matt. You're doing great. He's putting up a shelf. And I do want to show, so here's some of the other stuff. These 4 boxes all had, like, I think this one is headphones and the other 3 are all controllers.
Oh, yeah, there's one just filled with controllers over here. You want to look at it?
Tons and tons of that kind of stuff. And the options of selling that we have, one, test things, sell them on Whatnot, one by one at auction. I think a lot of it would do pretty well.
Look at that.
Yeah,
Like,
this is what's in. So this is like good stuff, super clean, just didn't have the box, which in some cases the boxes are just completely shredded.
Like this one,
that's
we'd consider maybe,
stickered up. There's some that are just roast completely. Yeah,
well,
get rid of the box. You know, nobody wants that box.
look how nice the controller is.
That's super clean.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking that the vast majority of this stuff's going to work. So, should we test it?
I mean, look at it. It's already.
Yeah, there you go. That's got power. You know, should we try to maximize everything and sell as working, or do we sell in auctions as is and let the buyers, you know, take the risk and pay less, or do we do like reseller boxes and make big boxes available to our Discord people first, you know, and leave a ton of room. MSRP equals this, and the boxes are this much. Do we do value boxes on Whatnots, you know, like this type of thing? Fill them up, make sure there's at least a significant amount of value, and sell them for $50. And people know it's as is, and they're probably going to make really great money if they're selling them or add to their collection.
Because for us,
we want to move it, man.
400 controllers is a lot of work, but 4 controllers to 100 people isn't a lot of work.
Right? Yeah. Like, I think a lot of you guys watching this might see this and be like, "Yeah, I mean, I'd pay $50 for MSRP of 300 plus, right?"
Yeah, like
Like,
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Well said. So the first place that we need to start is by organizing and deciding what we should test, what we should sell as is, or if we should test or sell as is. You know, these are all questions we still have yet to answer. One thing that we have a ton of is this controller right here, the Xbox Fusion Pro 2. It's like a Pro controller by Power A. It looks like these go for around $50, complete and working. And we have many dozens. So we're gonna spread things out a little bit, get our bearings, and stack like super high on those because the boxes are really sturdy. And then we're gonna just organize more clearly, like the Switch. There's a lot of this Zelda controller or the Mario controller there. We want to stack those up by like kind and really get an idea of what we have, break this thing down. There is potential for us to make more deals on these in the future, so just got to figure out how we can possibly manage moving this stuff extremely quickly, and maybe by the end of this video we'll know something of how we're going to sell them and how maybe you guys can get involved. I'm still unsure. So we just stacked up the Fusion controllers for Xbox, Fusion Pro 2s mostly, and there's like 81 of those in the box. And then with the other controllers here, we have about 130 controllers on this table. And then that doesn't even count all of these other Fusion controllers, which are just have their cases, but I would say probably another 100 of those. So just in that particular controller, we probably have between 150 and 200 for the Xbox. So that is a ton. If they all work and are complete, it's like $50 per. Which,
so that's at least $1,000.
At least,
yeah,
my guy. But getting them to the point where if we know they all work is a whole nother story. And then you got all these Switch items that are just unprocessed currently. Those I'm most excited about. Unfortunately, that stack of stuff was much smaller than the Xbox stack. And then this stack here is all just headphones, which some of them are really nice, like these top two Steel Series. Very nice headsets, which I'm hoping are working. And then there's a mix of lower end like that, like a $10, $15, $20 thing. Everything here is mixed Xbox, and then on the left side we have actual like Sony brand accessories. Matt's falling over and dying over there, but that's all good.
Do you need? Oh gosh, that's unfortunate.
No, that's not my actual phone.
Oh, okay.
He dropped his dummy phone. But yeah, some actual accessories for PS5. There's a little stack of those.
There's even more Xbox controllers hiding back here too.
Where should we start with testing? And I think really we need to continue organizing.
Yeah.
Get everything laid out and get a lay of the
The good
land.
thing is a lot of I think every single Fusion controller can be tested on PC. So that's good. I think that is a very strong, I mean, that's what we have to do.
As long as they can be tested on PC.
Because you can use them for PC. Like they're for Xbox Series S, X, Xbox One, and PC.
Because for wired controllers, we have a controller tester, but almost all these are not wired. But as long as they can have USB and be tested on that website, then...
Yeah, what is it? ControllerTester.com? Gamepad
Tester.
Thank you, Matt.
Matt knows. We'll be visiting Gamepad Tester quite a lot, I think.
Yeah.
A bit more organizing has happened on these controllers, and I wanted to get a more accurate count, so I just went through and counted everything in the box. You got Xbox right here. We added some Switch to here. Love the Zelda ones. And then all of these Switch, and they're all kind of organized by like kind. There's some of these Pokemon Go pluses, like 6 of those. And all in all, it was 530 items in the box between controllers, accessories, and headsets. And then the loose ones are 1, 2, 3 boxes full. Probably another, my guess, 2 to 300 items. We'll call it 270 to put us at roughly 800 items. Actually, there's a 4th box, so maybe 850 items conservatively. So between 850 to 1,000 items is my official guess here. And the question remains of how much we can average per item, best ways to sell, and today we're going to test a few of those methods. Starting with testing some of these controllers. I want to get some to be sold in fully tested and working condition. Maybe just start them in an open auction format, see how those do either individually or in lots. Then we might sell some in boxes, like lots of 5 as either tested or as is. And then we'll consider seeing if the Discord is interested in big boxes in order to clear everything very quickly. So those are the different options, what I'm considering right now of selling. And of course, I'll keep you guys posted as things do actually start to sell. We have began testing controllers. We've tested 39 so far, a mixture of Switch and Xbox One. Brother Dave's working on Switch controllers that require a system that can't be tested, as far as we know, on the Gamepad Tester website. And
it works great.
That one works, yes.
Yeah.
So that gives us 3 for 40, 37 working, 3 not fully working. So 3 out of 40 not working. It's about 80% of them that are working, a little bit over 80%, which is a pretty good hit rate. I'd be hoping for, 80 plus on average across the board, and we'd be looking real good, right, Matt? Tell me about these. So these are, that one just has some joystick wear?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's minimal.
What about the Fusion controllers? This one on the bottom. We have so many of those. We have 100 of these controllers.
So one of these works good.
Okay.
I just tested another one that's missing a piece.
But still works?
Yep, still works good.
Okay. So we're counting that in our not working or fully complete stack. So 80% fully complete and working. Obviously these Fusion controllers might have a high likelihood of missing pieces. And I would suspect that we might be able to zombie some together, put the non-working ones, get rid of their pieces, and use them for the working ones, stuff like that.
Same with the Razor, they have removable joysticks.
Okay, so not bad, 80%. We've got 37 controllers ready for the auction, which is starting in less than an hour. Really nice that these can be tested with Gamepad Tester. So what are you doing for this? Some people may not have ever used this, so explain Gamepad Tester. It's a website, right?
Usually just plug and play.
It's not a bad controller, by the way.
This controller has a USB-C.
Okay.
So over here I have my USB cable.
That's just a standard USB-C to A cable you've got there?
Yep.
Okay.
As long as it can transfer data.
As long as it can transfer data. And there you go. It'll tell you if all the buttons are getting input and working well. So that's fantastic. So some of them we're finding are working with a USB-C to A cable, and others we can't quite get to register, right?
Yeah.
So some of the Switch ones are not working in that regard, which is why Brother Dave is testing some over here. But it's going pretty well, pretty quick so far, and we'll see how many we end up testing. We're kind of trying to get good data on like just a random sample, how many work on a percentage basis, and then we can go from there and decide if we want to sell them in as-is lots with that information as reference for the buyers, or continue to test and maximize. All right, the initial results for the controllers are in, and they're interesting. So we sold things like this, and all of these we tested. Fusion controllers, the Switch controllers, quite a lot of those. Those were quick to test. All in all, we got 70 controllers tested, and we're good to go. We had maybe, it ended up being like 7 or 8 that were not good to go. But we sold them in lots like this for some of them, so lots of 2, 3, or 4. And all in all, we got $20 per controller on average. Some of them went for like 40 or more. Those Fusion controllers, the MSRP is like 90 bucks, I think. And people are getting great deals on them, but they're happy with them. And I think we'll be able to move them quite well that way. So we still have a bunch more over here. We have not touched the headphones yet. That is to be determined. We still have not touched any of these here, any of these here, or any of these here. So we have quite a lot more to go. The testing process was a little bit faster than I thought it would be. It was about 24 controllers tested per hour, and that is some just really slow that process. So when you're really moving, it's like a minute a controller, but there's always those ones that take 3 to 5 minutes to troubleshoot and get going. But that's pretty good. We have about 800 to 1,000 controllers total to get through, and I'm curious by the end of the week how many we will actually clear through, how many will be left, how many will end up not working. I think we're gonna fully flesh out these 2 pallets and see what this process will look like from a testing and sending off standpoint versus a like reseller box and just moving them as is. That's gonna be it for this one. Subscribe to see how the rest of these pallets go, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.